Longtime Helena area Fire Chief Wally Jester is retiring. MTN's Sam Hoyle takes a look back at his career and what he's done for the community.
After nearly 30 years of service with Lewis and Clark County Volunteer Fire, Wally Jester has officially retired. Jester, the former chief of the Lewis and Clark Volunteer Fire Department, started with the department in 1995. And according to Sheriff Leo Dutton, who was just starting out as a full-time deputy around that time, Wally's contributions across his near 30 years are not to be understated.
He started when the Lewis and Clark County Fire Department was run by the sheriff. And he had junk equipment. He had not much to work with. He got some volunteers. He is a master craftsman when it comes to building things.
It was an old helicopter fueler. We got it through DNRC, the military repurposing program.
He built fire trucks, and he would get the body, and then he would get a cab and chassis and put them together and get them tested. And he brought that fire department from the ashes.
In late 2021, Lewis and Clark and West Valley Fire voted to band together under West Valley's name. But the Lewis and Clark Volunteer Fire Department will always have a place in Jester's heart, especially the Whitlatch Station near Unionville, the town where Jester grew up and now lives once again.
But I spent all my time on county, so before they changed the logos on the doors to the West Valley logo, I asked that Dave come out and take pictures of my gear against the Mile logo. My son designed that logo.
It wasn't until about 7 years ago that the areas of Orofino and Grizzly Gulches had their very own fire station, and Jester's time lobbying for and building the Whitlatch Station were not only a labor of love for the community that raised him, but also a chance to spare someone from something he had to witness as a young man.
Dave and we drove up to pull up in front of my house and was surrounded by red and blue lights, and half the house that burnt down to the windows was the new addition, which was the part I lived in. So I have known personally what it's like to go, this is all I have left, because that's what I did. It was just nothing there. So always someday then I wanted to, had hoped to anyway, get a fire department up here to make it work. And it's taken a lot of work, but I got it. It's done. And I've had some help from the neighbors and others that have really dug in to make it work.
While Jester's love for his community does not go unnoticed, their love for him was ever apparent when his neighbors threw him a retirement parade to thank him for his years of undying service as a firefighter, paramedic, a fire chief, and a force to be reckoned with.
I told them, just let it go away. Not worried about it, and they insisted. That's why this is here, is they wanted me to know how much it meant to them.